bunch of awesome people, and then, you know, it was grassroots put together by the community, and it just grew into this awesome super major, you know?
That's in Austria too, right?
Austria, yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually at a Comic-Con, and the Comic-Con was super cool as well.
Really?
Yeah, so I got a bunch of cool pictures with a bunch of people in cosplays and everything like that.
That's awesome,
I
dude.
loved it.
Yeah, well, European Smash aside, we got two people fighting on stream here in the heart of California. We mentioned Cosmos before. We'll be taking on Kularo, if I'm not mistaken, here with the Sora. Second time we've gotten to see this character on stream now, and one that Cosmos has had a bit of experience against in the past. We're seeing him get off to the early lead here.
Uh-oh. Goodbye.
Yep.
Yeah, the regrab against Pyra is pretty much impossible to do. I mean, they're always just gonna be ready with that down air, and it's such like a active move, and it's so large that, you know, a player like Cosmos never missing those.
I gotta tell y'all, by the way, the sound of Mythra's sword swings are reverberating through the entire venue. Those things are bassy.
Yeah, I love the that's one of the swords I always feel the hits of it. It just
The impact,
the
yeah.
impact. Yeah, I love the sound design of Smash Bros, and I feel like Pyra Mythra is a very good example of like, oh, not quite getting it.
That was so close to Kularo getting a really clutch comeback stock right there, because, I mean, what you need when you play against a top player like Cosmos, or just somebody who's like really good in your local scene too, is you just need to get that first one on the board to really get a ton of confidence, because these game ones can be really shaky. Even if you come in with a really solid game plan and you feel like you're playing well, that game one can be shaky no matter what, because they're always going to come at you with basically the most offensive, strong tool that they have in that top player's arsenal. You've got to find a way to shut that down first.
Absolutely, and it's like a huge confidence thing as well. Like, you're on stream possibly for the first time in a major. You're playing against a player who has a shot at winning the whole dang thing, and it's scary, you know. And getting that one kill, that's enough sometimes for players to feel like, all right, I'm confident, I can do this now. But, you know, right now that first kill is not going to happen as Cosmos cleans it up with a 3 stock.
Yeah, I mean, again, just got some experience against this character. We've seen him do well against Sora in the past, and this was no exception right here. I mean, and the biggest thing is that Cosmos is just, I feel like he is a very orthodox player, that he will look at the strengths of his character, and he will play to the strengths of his character as best as he can. And between Pyra and Mythra, you're talking about a character that can really adapt to any situation that you throw at him. And in this case, with a Sora trying to play out of range, get really big combo setups, Cosmos knows that he doesn't really have to engage in those situations if he doesn't want to. And then if you make a mistake, the character's fast enough to get up and get things started.
Absolutely, and those are some of the cleanest Pyra, you know, conversions I've seen. You know, it was like, switch to Pyra, get the kill, switch back to Mythra. And it was like every single time he switched to Pyra, the next hit just killed.
And that's a good thing to note for Cosmos, like going forward in the future, because as a player, you know, at the start of playing this character, I mean, his Mythra has always been like the shining star, right,
Absolutely.
for him, right? The Mythra has always been amazing from him, but he struggled because the Pyra wasn't very consistent in taking those stocks. But you can see now that obviously he has found a lot of comfort with that character, but we'll see how comfortable he is as Kularo will counterpick to Battlefield for game number 2, and does already have a little bit of damage on the board, just needs to get something big started right here to really give them solid footing to stand on.
And here we go, once again, switch to Pyra, get the kill. Cosmos clearly very consistent with it in this match. So we'll see if that keeps up though. Kularo is still trying to find their way into it, using the Thunder a little bit too aggressively, I would say sometimes. It's a lot of these big punishes that Cosmos has gotten is because he's been throwing out moves that are a little bit laggy, a little bit too close, and Cosmos does not let that slip.
Oh, nice counter right there coming off the ledge, though. This is what I want to see from Kularo, right, is that there's been a lot of reliance on, like, the magic, hoping that Cosmos is going to make a mistake, and Cosmos right there, no mistake at the ledge. That's something that a lot of players will do, is that they will get up off the ledge as soon as they can. Cosmos certainly has the timing for that down. There's a rhythm that you have to hit, and he did with that forward smash. So Kularo down to the last stock already, but are pretty close to taking that first stock. Couldn't get the Nair loop in the right place, though, so Cosmos a little bit too high, does escape with his life there, but back off stage again.
Yeah, and so far, this is going to be the first time that he's probably not going to get the kill immediately after switching to Pyra. The last 5 stocks were, oh, maybe I'm wrong, goes off stage. You crazy. Going off stage is Pyra versus Sora?
But I think that the reason Cosmos can do that is because Kularo has had very consistent recovery patterns, and even on that big end lag of the side B, did not find a big punish to take the stock. Dash attack will be enough to send Cosmos into the blast zone though, so Kularo on the board, but definitely at a dangerous percent right now at 113. Cosmos just needs to get him in the corner one more time and it might be over.
Yeah, I really like that pressure with the Firaga onto the shield. It's super useful as well. You know, you can go directly into that dash attack, and that time it's shield poked. A lot of times it'll just confirm straight into it. Oh, but the forward tilt. One of the best forward tilts in the game, and Cosmos is going to clean it up. The 2-stock this time. Looks like there was a little bit figured out there by Kularo, so a little bit of adaptation probably going to serve him well in the loser's bracket.
Yeah, I think, honestly, Kularo just really needed to be more confident in that set, right? Like, you've made it at least a couple rounds into the bracket at this point to be able to fight Cosmos.